Hi, my name is Eric Pasi. I'm the Chief Development Officer with Impact Power Solutions. My personal connection to climate change revolves around my dad, who immigrated to the US from Tonga, which is a low-lying nation in the South Pacific. I was actually fortunate enough to visit Tonga several years ago and see his home and the natural beauty and the culture of my father's people. The thing that really struck me about that visit was the fact that the island that he's from is only 10 feet above sea level. And to me, the pending destruction of a lot of low-lying areas around the world due to sea level rise is something that's just not acceptable to me. It's something that drives me every day. When I started in clean energy, the science was pretty bleak, and I was very concerned about what the future would look like in the face of rising sea levels, drought, famine, fire, etc. And what had flipped the switch for me is really understanding that climate is intrinsically tied to our ability to solve problems and big problems. And I am optimistic that we have the capacity to do it. And clean energy has shown me over the last 13 years just the exponential effort that is both needed and happening at the same time. And so we need more smart people to help us address these issues and to solve what is the greatest challenge of our generation. I'm super passionate about what I do, and I'm super fortunate. And I found that the only way for me to really give back is to pay it forward for the next generation and to give them the tools and access that's needed for them to succeed. I do a lot of work with schools related to both on-site projects on their roof, where we have a proposition that there's no upfront cost for a district. We install the equipment and we sell power at a discount. All the way up to community solar projects where we've got tens of thousands of panels in a field, and that energy is shared with school districts. And so I've had the pleasure of helping nearly a dozen districts reach 100% community solar participation. 98% of solar energy that's ever been installed in the US has been done in the last decade. And we've seen a 55,000% increase since 2000. So when you think about those numbers, it's staggering. But the other staggering point is that we're on an exponential growth curve. In 2008, when I started, the largest system was 40 kilowatts. The system on the roof here is easily 5 to 6 times that. Since 2008, now we're talking about hundreds of megawatts, so thousands and thousands of times the size of the system on this roof. And that's what has me super excited about the future, and it should have a lot of people excited about clean energy as a job opportunity. Clean energy is already a dominant industry within the US. There are 3.5 million people that are employed in clean energy, and that's more than the number of nurses in the US. It runs the spectrum of job opportunities, and those are good paying jobs, and jobs that people can't outsource. They're needed here in the US. A recent study came out that showed that 23 million clean energy jobs are going to be needed over the next 10 years worldwide, and that should have everybody excited. A successful future state, if I were to think out 30 years and where we would be at that time, we would have bent the curve to no more than a 1.5 degrees Celsius temperature change by transforming the way that we create and consume energy. We will have solved electrification of the transportation industry as well as the heating industry and the electricity industry. So it would be an electrified future powered by clean energy, and one that's more equitable for everybody, so that it provides opportunities for everyone to succeed and for entrepreneurship and to stimulate, economic development. We have the tools and the resources to get that done in the next 10 years. We can diversify and create a future that works for everybody, and I'm extremely optimistic about that. So for people that are interested in learning more about how to get started, the book is titled Clean Wave, A Guide to Success in the Green Recovery. CleanWaveBook.com, which is the book's website, is a great place to begin. And there I share a bunch of resources about how to move ahead with understanding whether or not clean energy is the right pathway for you. And then if it is, how to get started. So would definitely encourage people to start there.